Welcome to 99th Monkey Liberty News for Tuesday, November 11th, 2014. Benjamin Fulford's weekly blog did not come out yesterday, it came out today. He says signs of Cabal defeat are now obvious, but expect one last big push for war. He has some really remarkable information in this blog. And one of them is one of the pieces of information is the fact that on November 20th, for the first time in 170 years, the British Parliament will discuss the issue of replacing the 300-year-old Rothschild fiat currency regime. That is quite significant, and he does back up that claim. And I'll share that link in a minute, but while I'm on Fulford information, I want to mention this Kerry Cassidy interview, which I have not listened to yet, and I'm sure it's going to be pretty esoteric, pretty far out there. There probably will be portions of it that I will maybe not completely agree with, at least, or accept at least right away. But someone in Fulford's comments mentioned it, and it sounds as if it might have some pretty good information. Another thing that Fulford said is that the Cabal is really pushing hard for war, using the U.S. military in a conflict with Russia, but that is highly unlikely to happen. And this is the information Positive Money briefing for Backbench Money Creation and Society debate, Thursday the 20th of November. This is what the British Parliament is going to debate on the 20th. So may God give them wisdom and help them all to make wise decisions on behalf of their nation and the world. This was a pretty remarkable video from Paul Joseph Watson. Shock admission, babies only vaccinated to train parents. And he mentions a statistic here that the U.S. has the worst infant survival rate of any developed nation. And he has a figure of 6.22 deaths per 100 live births, which is astounding. It's very low. That means, if 100 babies are born in a hospital in 2 weeks, a little more than 6 of them will die, right around 6 of them, on average. So that's disturbing. And Infowars keeps pushing. I really, they're kind of like two sides of what's going on. I fully believe behind the background there's great progress being made toward a restoration of the U.S. Republic, and Fulford even mentioned that in his blog this week. I believe that evil is being exposed, and people are beginning to realize more and more that they can't just believe everything that they're told by the media. And there are a lot of positive signs. But at the same time, Alex Jones and Infowars really keep the pressure up. And I strategically, emotionally, I'd like to be able to just relax and celebrate and watch good things play out. But strategically, the victories that come because we remain vigilant and we continue to expose the evil. And Alex Jones is very, very good at that. And I just kind of wanted to share his featured stories this morning because there are a lot of significant pieces of news that are currently happening, that are currently relevant and important to continue to realize the degree to which we have all been defrauded, so that we can be motivated to reclaim our nation and reclaim our republic. And kind of going along with what Fulford shared about there being a big push for war, for Armistice Day, Ron Paul on the Federal Reserve's role in financing U.S. militarism. Money issue and the ability of our government to wage war are intricately related. And it's very significant to understand that. And of course, that is the main issue here. The reason the Cabal is able to continue to do evil deeds is because they have been able to finance them through printing as much money as they wanted via the Federal Reserve banking system. So removing power from the banking system goes a long way toward restoring our nation and having a place where, you know, the ideals, the traditional values are honored and are the driving force behind what we do as a nation. I'm sharing this as the good news of the day, not because this is, there is a hidden story behind vaccines, pharma, and food, but because it's being exposed in this new documentary, Bought. New documentary, Bought, exposes the hidden story behind vaccines, pharma, and food. And it's crucial for people to understand how we've been betrayed by our government, how we've been betrayed by the FDA, how there's a revolving door between some of these corporations and governance of the FDA, the positions of authority at the FDA. And as with all of the ways in which we've been deceived, it's just crucial to continue to hammer on those so that everybody becomes aware, because we all have been deceived, we all have been defrauded. We've been paying taxes ostensibly for decades for services from the FDA to protect us from dangerous foods and drugs and substances, and they have completely dropped the ball. They have completely failed in that charge intentionally, and have been paid to do so. So, as with everything else that's going on, it is essential for us to continue to expose the evil and be aware of the deceptions and put truth out in the obvious in places where people can find it. And even as things get better, if we win victories, if the Federal Reserve is subdued, those people who have known so well how to trick us and deceive us, many of them are still out there trying to find new ways to trick us and deceive us. So it's crucial for us all to remain on our guard, and when we see deception, to point it out. Thank you for tuning in for today's 99th Monkey Liberty News. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Hoping that you will love one another, take care, and insist on liberty and justice for all.